right, y'all. Hello. It's almost the witching hour, and it is almost the Lionsgate Day. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness, it's so funny to me, y'all. Okay, so I wanted to come and talk about something that I kind of was thinking about, and something that has been at the back of my mind. And now that things have calmed down and are balanced and how they should be at this point. Um, and just FYI, guys, I have found my north again, and I hate to announce that because it was something else that I wanted to speak about, but I just don't feel like dealing with the harassment of certain people. Uh, and it's because it's actually not worth it. I'm not going to go through a bunch of insanity for something that's nothing. So it's not even worth arguing over. So I'm not even going to bring it up. Um anyway, and I'm going to just get through this discussion because I'm getting ready to eat dinner. We're having taco salad part 2 tonight, and I'm going to turn into a vegetable and get the beautiful ritual that I have. I got to get some other stuff done. I'm going to sit here and get it done though, before I do my Lionsgate portal ritual, coming up in the witching hour. Um, yeah. So, but I wanted to come and discuss this because, and you know what? I feel that the situation is going to fix itself, and I have a warning for people that are actively, like, seriously sorry about that, y'all. Oops, let me get off camera. I've got a warning for people that are actively trying to interfere, um, with the spiritual community that really has nothing to do with them, and in particular, the mediumship community is what I want to talk about. And I apologize for that, y'all. Right now in my location, um, there is quite an intricate, constant childish disruption, over here in Georgia. So I think that, that's why the internet kind of drops up and down. And this internet where we're at usually is pretty good. And we have like a signal booster, but we don't have it connected right now. So if it goes up and down, that's why. Because over here, the signal, because there is a coincidence, the constant signal interruptions. It's not. And it is because they want to interfere with the communication. And I think that people are going to find out, the people that do this on a broad scale. I think that they're already finding out. In particular, I want to talk about this church, and I'm not going to say the name of the church, but there's this church in California, and they have a lot of underhanded dealings and attacks that they are facilitating against this this particular church, coincidentally the year that I was born. Is that a coincidence? No. But it was founded the year that I was born. And they're on the internet. Particular church is advertising to the world, the universal church. They're, yeah, sorry guys, it may go in and out because we all know why, and they need to stop. If I have to call to my spirits to come in, they not gonna be happy. Like literally over something like, stop trying to delay the message. Stop. Okay. But basically they're advertising, and they have like the pagan symbol, like the, just all symbols of spiritual beliefs, but it's actually a church. And the people that they recruit and they give these certificates to, this is one of the reasons why, really, to be honest with you, and I'm going to look for it in the Bible, I don't believe that the church is supposed to necessarily be on the internet. Like when I think about preachers and reverends and pastors, I think about the church houses, I think about the street preachers, I think about Jesus who walked and performed miracles anyway, which is where it should be. I think that bringing it to the internet, um, I think doing that is okay, because I believe that if you are Christian, Catholic, Jehovah Witness, I believe that you should be able to have a space that you can go to on the internet, which they do, because I know for a fact that pagans and Satanists and people that are witches, we do not bother them. That is a fact. We do not try to intercept their gatherings or anything. All we do is protect ourselves from whatever it is, whatever thing that they may be doing that could affect us. So they do have a safe place on the internet as well as in their churches, but some reason they want to create something else. I'm not sure why. Then the satanic panic, witch panic we've been dealing with the past 10 years, at least, that has created so much chaos and imbalances in the world that should not be there. You got to think about it. Even though we're all claiming that it was some kind of revolution 10 years ago, that's actually not true. The revolution has been here. There's been the church, there's been religion, and there's been people like me. And it only started and got worse when people had a desire to earn money through AdSense and things of that nature, or donations online. Okay, because it was a way to earn either passive income, or either passive aggressive income, is what I'm seeing that they're doing. But this particular church, I would never trust it. And the reason why is because of the inherent hate. They do have headquarters in California, and it is totally disgraceful. The people that are being ordained as ministers from that particular church, they are very disgusting in nature. They are very disrespectful to women. They are very disrespectful to children. They are very disrespectful. They are some of the worst types of people. So, to me, to answer your question, when it comes to the church, I believe that it is very unethical for them to be ordaining ministers on the internet. And if you go to their website, which I'm not going to tell you the website, but they actually have been accused of being unethical because they actually have in their Q&A in their About Us tab, they're answering a question stating that answering the question isn't unethical to ordain ministry on the internet. So they already know. So what this has done is this has led to so many different people who have a spiritual right of their beliefs to be attacked by these people, for their families to be attacked. And see, this is what I've been talking about. If somebody takes insult to that, then you're guilty. If the shoe fits, wear it, fix it. Stop fighting it. For example, myself as a woman, there are several passages in the Bible that says that your husband will rule over you. That says that women come second to men. That says that that men should control the women. I do not agree with that. So this is the reason why I don't deal with that religion, because I think that that's a problem with that. And but men that are from that religion, it's like a possession. It's like they're under possession. They want to control all women, even if it's a man that is a vagabond, a lowlife, a rapist, a woman beater, a child predator. He feels that he has rights and power under that Bible to besiege a woman, to invade a woman. And so this is where the problem comes in. This is where the harassment comes in. And it's so weird because the one thing I can remind women is to not allow them to infuriate you to where you feel tight and pressed. Please put yourself in a position to where you are transmuting that energy and not allowing it to bother you anymore. Is the suggestion that I'm going to make. Don't fall for it and focus on the males that you can trust. A man that you can trust is not going to one day be okay, the next day he doing this. He's talking to you, he's like, how you doing? And the next thing you know, he's arguing with you and giving you grief. No. Okay. But what here, let me get to the point of the main thing I want to talk about. Okay. And by the way, but just as a tail end of that, we are tired of these males and their false confidence. False confidence does not put food in the refrigerator. False confidence does not feed this earth. False power does not, you're falsely sticking by these scripts, and a script is false. So a woman or a child cannot prosper with that energy when you are pretending you know damn well what the truth is, and you are pretending that you don't know exactly what it is that you're doing wrong. So in other words, you're gaslighting. And it's downright, it's downright, only thing I can say is that it's the damn Twilight Zone. uh, and then saying things, but then your actions and your thoughts and your words being different. You got to understand, especially when you're that is intuitive, even though you say the words that you say, we still pick up on what your intentions are. Okay, hold on, y'all. Okay. All right, I'm back. I'm back, y'all. So let's get back to the discussion that I wanted to talk about, the spiritual community, in particular mediumship, uh, and death. The subject of death is what I'm talking about, which is why mediumship is so important for not only people's well-being and their healing from their grief, from losing a loved one, but then also there's important information that a person's ancestor that they lost may need to get to them. Okay. Here's what I've noticed somewhere is in the consciousness of the spiritual community. First of all, unless somebody means you a significant amount of harm or death and they are attacking you unprovoked, nobody has the power to kill anybody with magic. Spirit may be able to do it. Like if you send a spirit to somebody with an assignment to make that person not drink water, and they go out in the sun every day for a couple of months and they ain't had no water, no liquid, and it's not allowing them to put nutrients in their body, then that spirit can cause death or either sickness. Okay. However, we all know that there's going to be a intercessor. Hopefully, there's an intercessor that would stop that from happening. Okay. So in the spiritual community, what the consciousness is there are certain people who I believe were sent by the church to pretend to be a part of the spiritual people out, to fake and fry people out. So what's been happening in the spiritual community is people not being able to properly grieve the loss of their loved ones because the spiritual community, there's a few people, not the whole spiritual community, but there have been quite a few that have literally been trying to lie to people, trying to make it seem like they are responsible for the death of people's family members. Or either the death of somebody's family member is somehow justice or karma for something that that person did. And so what Santa Muerta wants me to say to you guys is that, yeah, there are times when if you mess with somebody that is like not meant to succumb to your attacks, then spirit might go ahead and make a decision to take you up off this earth. However, death is personal. That's a personal thing. And I truly believe that in the subconsciousness of these people that are doing things like that, I believe that they really want to die. I believe that they wake up every day wondering why they woke up. And then they proceed to go on the internet and in people's inboxes doing crazy and saying crazy, insulting things to people and starting mess and trying to create inflammation and harassment and arguments out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Chaos, pretty much. So here's what I noticed on TikTok. Just recently, there was two deaths on TikTok. One is the death of this one witch. She was an older witch, but then also one of the younger witches passed away too, just recently. And I don't know the whole story, so I'm not really making judgment. I'm just kind of using that as an example. It's not a prime example. I'm going to use my own story as a prime example in a minute. But I stumbled upon a couple of videos in my FY page to where people were responding, and they were like, the young lady that passed away actually died via domestic violence. I think the older lady passed away of something else. But apparently there was some people that were saying, or trying to make it seem like, whoever this person that died because of domestic violence didn't know their craft or something like that, which may have or ring some truth. Because I see a lot of witches out here not actually calling upon spirits that are actually going to protect them from violence and death. But then what I was seeing on TikTok was these people that were saying, because I think that I think that you shouldn't say anything. But if people have the right to say whatever they want to say, though. But there was some people that were responding, and they were saying this person died because of domestic violence, not because of witchcraft. Which to me, as an outsider looking in, I would say that if I were to do a reading on the situation, which I didn't because I mind the business that pays me, more than likely it could have been prevented. Um, Death from natural causes or sickness, maybe long-term illness that somebody was suffering from, that's different. But violence is very different. But I'm not going to get into that. What I wanted to speak about was people, like, when it comes to being a medium, what I notice is that the spiritual community, when it comes to reading death, they are biased and they speak from a place of emotion instead of actually reading the situation. Number one. Number two, when it comes to a community, which is the reason why I stepped out of the community. I've got a few people that I'm cool with, that I really like, that I watch. But other than that, there is no spiritual community on your channels, or your collective on your channels. Otherwise, there is no spiritual community. Here's another thing that I noticed. I noticed that spiritualist witches, and anybody that is a witch, there are people finding out when they died, releasing the information to the public, and then going on the attack, not allowing people to grieve from the loss of their family members. And I speak from professional personal experience. I still can't figure out why these people feel the need to be, well, actually, I just answered my own question in my head. There are some people that don't know how to be professional. There are some people that don't know how to come to this website and act like they got some good sense. All I know is that when my mother passed away, I was never given the, never. I was never given that opportunity. In fact, that opportunity has been delayed, and I still haven't properly done it. It's a joke. It's a joke, some of these people that are trying to be spiritual. They are sending people around, these groups of people, so and then basically trying to claim that they killed your family member. It's a complete joke. It's a mockery. Then also another thing, it creates social awkwardness. A person that loses their parent or a family member can't even come on here like a normal person and say, hey, I had a death in my family, without this stupid consciousness of, yo, messing with that witchcraft, or, yeah, I got you. So and so killed your family member. I did that to you. Stupid stuff. Then you got people that are trying to blame other people for the death of other people just because a person spoke on what a person did that was wrong when they were alive. That's not, if a person was a bad person when they were alive and somebody remembers that, what they did, and acknowledges it, that's not speaking ill on the dead. Why is this ignorance being induced into the spiritual community? I'm going to tell you why. Because of the artificially created power. Mediumship readings are so important. The fact that people don't have access to real people that they can trust. Just because somebody can read for you doesn't mean that you can trust them. Also, so we have people that are very unethical, that are pretty much, to me, empty seaters, that can read. However, it's a trap that's been set up by their handlers. And people are so confused. People are purposely trying to create confusion. uh, Here's the thing about it. Whenever I do a mediumship reading, whenever a person loses a loved one, what's included in that mediumship reading is healing, not a trap. When I'm reading for you and giving you messages for something that you love, that you lost, I'm also giving you healing energy, not trapping you, not trying to hurt you. There is a inherent healing energy that comes along with mediumship readings. And I'm sorry I got to bring this up. Um, it is a problem with amongst Black readers. It is. And I'm calling a lot of you out that done this. You have the ability to read still now, maybe. But what you do is you give Black readers a bad name by being very unethical. I remember I enjoyed this lady's reading. She was a white lady. I enjoyed her readings, her mediumship sessions. I just enjoyed them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was really interesting. It was better than some of the other things to watch on YouTube. However, unfortunately, Black people are known for causing this chaos and problem. And it's not their fault. So what happened was, and this happened like maybe a few years ago. Um, I came in peace. I didn't mean this lady no harm at all. And I just complimented her on her mediumship readings, and she blocked me. And I believe that she did that out of fear. Now, was I upset with her? Did I curse her? I'm gonna curse you, you racist, and da da da. No, I did not. I understood. I overstood. even at that time, I understood because it's so many, it's so many black medium readers that are in social media that cause a stench. You stink, essentially. You're a bad person. And your representation of black or indigenous readers and healers is inaccurate. And what I'm tired of is the setup, the play button. Whenever somebody comes on here and speaks the truth, because a lot of these women out here, they need liberation from abusive men. They need liberation from these pimps and iggy giggy gig, yuck males that you have sent out in social media to attack, but yet you're constantly trying to make it a point to send your flying monkeys to try to sabotage over and over and over again. Now, that's not the case every time because we all know that that evil, diabolical, toxic male spirit creates it. You're not doing yourself nor the world a justice. I'm going to repeat myself again. You as a man running around here with 5, 10,000 year old religions, trying to beat the woman into a corner, trying to put baby in the corner, you're not only doing yourself a disservice, but you are also doing a disservice to this world. And it's based upon false power that you don't have. You can steal it, which is essentially what y'all do. Y'all steal. Y'all use violent threats, violence, and toxic masculinity, toxic patriarchy, and misogyny. Any male that got upset about the discussion that I had earlier today about misogyny, congratulations, you hate women. For you to even get insulted by that. And why do you hate women? Do you even know what the word misogyny means? What does misogyny mean? Misogyny means the hatred of women. It is typically a male, but it can also be a female that hates women. That's what a misogyny is. A misogynist is. Why do you take on why are you insulted? If you didn't hate women, you wouldn't get insulted. You hate women. Going around in social media being disruptive and problematic, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, acting like children. One of the reasons why I like to check a lot of these black males in social media as well is because they are closing doors for my black sons, and I won't let you do that. You are literally putting a stain on the reputations. You're not paving the way for black men. You're shutting down doors even for your own black sons. And why? You assume that out here in the free market is not enough room for them. Well, I feel sorry. You feel like, well, so what? It's not enough room for us anyway. Nobody likes us anyway. Well, I'm sorry that you have such a lowered expectation and limited thinking and limited view of the world to where you think that that only 10 or 20 people exist. Even though we live in a very big world where there are trillions of people on this earth globally. So the spiritual community has been infiltrated, but then why would the matriarchs of the spiritual community allow it? Because of their pettiness, because of their weaknesses. And weaknesses is what? Petty, catty, jealousy, ignorance. So this is the reason why, well, there is no spiritual community. Not as a whole. And why get mad at me when you know the majority, how the majority feels about what you did and your behavior? Why are you getting mad at me? I can't help what is right and what is wrong. It just is what it is. You tried it. You tried to take this warped point of view into the world. You were not accepted. It was not accepted. The world rejected it. Is that our fault? The world is always going to reject. You're outnumbered. They're always going to reject disgrace and degradation of women and children. You are always going to be outnumbered. It doesn't matter if you try to justify it, if you try to make up a lie, if you try. And I'm specifically speaking to these gang stalkers out here because and gang stalkers, y'all get on my nerve because y'all stick with the narrative, but y'all narrative has already failed. It will always fail. It's stupid. But for some reason, you stay with it. We're not understanding this. The world is always going to reject you being disrespectful to all women, any women. You can't just say, well, let's start with the black women. No, you're not going to do that. And I personally think that y'all are very dangerous and y'all have a desire to kill women and children. So what y'all did was y'all tried to set up women and children to be harmed and maimed and murdered. And when you were not, if you were trying to do it on American soil, to people, to people. And when you failed and got your assholes handed to you, now you want to cry. Just admit to what you did that was wrong. Stay on the path of righteousness and stop being a complete, worthless vagabond towards the woman. Stay the path. Your job and your duty is to do right by the woman and the children of your community. Get on that path and stay the path and quit crying about it and giving people grief over it. There is no power in you snapping your fingers talking about some damn flip juice. There is no power in you doing that. Now, if it ever comes a time, and God already worked this out, let me tell you something. Now, what we're facing and what we're dealing with is that if you become an actual physical danger to people, that you just gonna get taken off of this earth. Spirit is already setting it up to where when that happens, we're not gonna miss a beat. We don't have to be in reverence to you. We don't have to stop. The world does not have to stop just because you got taken off of this world. We're not even going to mourn you. We're not even going to mourn you. We're going to acknowledge the fact that you're gone, but we're going to keep it moving immediately. Because we already know that you're homicidal, and you're the S word too, that I don't want to mention. We know that you're that. We know that. But what you would like to do in your confusion and fog is you would like to take people with you, and you're not going to be able to do that. And please believe that we have already spoken to the gods, Anubis, all of the gods of the underworld of death, Santa Muerta, and rituals are being scheduled so that your spirit does not come back on the earth and continue to cause misery and grief. You're not going to be allowed to roam around as a spirit, just consistently spreading your misery and grief to these poor people. It started, I think that it got worse. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think that when the pandemic hit, I think that the reason why it got shut themselves off from source, and they were not actually able to heal their minds and bodies and spirits and hearts of the pandemic. And then not to mention the fact that so many people lost loved ones and looking some kind of resolution for that. And you have served as a complete and total contradiction. Yes, as a courtesy, we set prices to our readings. We have to. That way things are not all over the place. And then it's also protection. Just random money coming in for a reading, that's not good because you don't know the energy. Yes, we do that. But the point of doing mediumship readings is for healing purposes, healing for the family. Even if a freaking like Charles Manson, his family can't help what he did. If you're related to Charles Manson or any of the serial killers or people that did wrong, it's not their fault that he behaved that way. Everybody in the family ain't like that. But then you got people out here that are supposed to be professional mediumship readers, and they're gossiping, and I'm going to expose this person. Please. That's not fair to their family. No humility, no empathy, and don't even wait. I've seen some of these readers out here. They don't even wait until the person's funeral. They don't even wait till the person is either put in the ground or cremated, and they're making a video about the person that died. Talking about that person came over to me, and what? That's so disrespectful. When we know you're lying, that person is not came over to you. That person is their spirit is being processed through a whole other process that clearly you don't know about. Literally, a person will die that morning, and the next day, it'd be like one day later, yeah, I was talking to so and so. What? You was just say that you were reading the situation. Why you got to make it seem like You know, you're some kind of god, you know, where these spirits just come straight to you, and because they got to pass through you, because there's so many of them that, you know, they want to be the lady at the crossroads or some shit, even though the lady at the crossroads is dead. You can't, I mean, you can travel to the crossroads if you are alive and of flesh and blood and you're moving around, but and it is very mysterious the way that high priestesses and mediums that can read the dead, that can see the dead, how they are kind of in between worlds, but you're not the first thing that dead people see when they die, because you're not dead. You're not in that spirit realm like that. You're not like some doorway, you know, you're not at the gates of the etheric. And a complete joke. This is one of the reasons why, if you're an entertainer, be an entertainer. Don't try to take credibility for being a medium when you're not a medium. Being a medium is not just about communicating with the dead. Being a medium is not just about knowing what happened. Being a medium is about doing the bidding of that spirit that passed. And typically what it is about is contact with loved ones that are still here. It's not about, this person died, let me shine. No, it's about a selfless act of love and healing. So it's a complete joke. To me, half of these people got artificially created views that are artificial. It just, I just can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I cannot. I cannot. And then spirit is still seeing these people try to claim association with somebody real like me. They gonna get you for that. Quit trying to claim that you're associated with me. Quit trying to make it seem like me and you got something going on, some kind of beef, some kind of this. We don't have nothing between the two of us. Because me and you ain't the same. We're not, trust me. Many of us have been seeing and communicating with people since we were babies. Didn't go and try to artificially create that gift. I don't think that gift can even be artificial. Maybe it can. Maybe a person can open up those doorways, you know, somehow. But why be so disrespectful? So a lot of y'all that feel me, that know what I'm talking about, because I don't talk about this all the time in social media. I discuss it behind the scenes, not with y'all agents. No, they I wouldn't discuss that with them, but with people that are in the spiritual community, that are vetted, that are actually vetted, that can see and recognize the barrel of bullshit that's been happening in the spiritual community, and the lies and the con games, the abuse of power that these people no longer have. I think it's ridiculous. I really do. And it's a lot of people, in particular indigenous people, that they don't even come on YouTube no more, man. And that's sad. That's sad that we can't even come on YouTube because the energy is so ick. They have literally tried to come on YouTube and turn YouTube, the spiritual YouTube community, into a plastic bag of shit. I can't with it. Totally ruining or trying to ruin the whole wonder why you keep getting visits by the jinn that are attacking you. They complaining. That's King Pyman. He's very regal. He's a very important spirit, King Pyman. And then y'all will do stuff like that. And the next thing you know, the jinn are like at your throat. And then you come on YouTube with some kind of damn smear campaign talking about somebody's ass, talking about somebody's ass and coochie. And it's just we're disgusted by it. Like, especially these people that are supposed to be in some kind of ministry and they're online being very rapey and weird. Oh my God. And then so when when Pazuzu comes up on you, for some reason y'all thinking that calling a high priestess a hoe is gonna stop Pazuzu from ripping your goddamn ass. I swear to God, I can't. I have never seen so many people that are willfully blind, hysterically blind, and stupid. And yes, I am speaking for the gods right now. You know, the ones that you refuse to recognize. Utterly and absolutely ridiculous, y'all. So the other day, I get this stupid article, and I know where it came from, and I know who sent it. It was a male, I think, and a female that thought of this idea to have this weird, goofy artificial intelligence voice. So now they're trying to put spells through artificial intelligence, and spirits recognize that, and they blocked you from being able to do that. Y'all literally tried to use artificial intelligent voices and just the whole concept of it to do spiritual work with. Why did you do that? What was it? Did you lose your power of the tongue? And then still running around here with this sick heart chakra need that's going to put you in an early grave to try to control and dominate people. It's weird, man. It's weird, especially when it comes to the African American and indigenous communities. Some of these people. See, so that's why, as an individual, as an individual spiritualist, there is like you can be you're leader of your pack. But these people run around here and it's so weird because they're like, she trying to lead me. No, I'm not. Nobody's trying to be the ultimate all hierarchy of the spiritual community. I'm speaking for me. And your response is, well, I don't like it when you speak for yourself. Well, too damn bad. I don't even know. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't even know where these people came up with this weird concept that they were gonna control my mind, body, and spirit. Y'all, it's weird. It's Twilight Zone. So that's why Spirit wanted to come back with this one, because that live that I did earlier, it was a kookabear in my damn inbox. I'm like, what the hell are you doing in my inbox? Like, what the? You dare to question God? Who the fuck do you think you are? I think it's ridiculous, y'all. I really do. You question the gods. They and the gods show you their power. And instead of you getting the message and understanding, you're consistently coming after and trying to attack high priestesses and empaths and witches and healers and shamans. This is what you're doing. This is what you tried to do to me. Are you kidding me? Why don't you go talk to God? Because for some reason, listen, I believe in that whole concept of becoming a living God. I do, honestly. But y'all are not even close. Not even close. Not to any frequency of God that is actually accepted on this earth. And right now, there is a frantic frenzy right now to end that war over there in Palestine. There are important factors that are going on that the spiritual community has to address, that y'all are creating delays with. The world is way too chaotic for y'all to continue and to do it and take what you got coming to you in stride. You have consistently attacked the witches that you know of and the shamans and the high priestesses that you know are working on fixing important political and global issues. You are literally a threat to national security, spiritually and in every other way. And then you running around here, all you can do is turn on your camera and say some bullshit, and with the refusal to acknowledge how you had fucked up worldly, and then trying to reduce spiritual community to some bullshit. I can't. I cannot anymore. I cannot. They almost blew up this whole damn earth. And I've already warned y'all that a lot of the people that are being disruptive and petty, and I'm petty. Hey, well, get your ass out of the spiritual community then. How about them apples? Because right now we got to be beyond petty. All that petty yeti stuff, while they sitting up there talking about blowing up, nuking the earth. These complete idiots are running around here talking about Jamila, Jamila, Jamila. I cannot. And then you still are under the false pretense that by you being willfully stupid, that is somehow going to continue to affect other people. You are fooling yourself and you look foolish. And if you are not a part of the solution, then you are now deemed and labeled as a part of the problem. I have sat back and I have watched witches that are of great importance that y'all have harassed and attacked unprovoked. And these witches, because of the complete insolence, were distracted, which it's not their fault because when you're being attacked, it happens. They were distracted from a global important responsibility that they had and that they still have. Global and politically. And politically. Especially the Black community, get it together. Don't nobody care about your problems, your colorism, your bullshit, your confusion. No one cares anymore. Trust me on that. Will do and participate in some of the most embarrassing things and disgraceful things and then come and say, "You're embarrassing me." Huh? What's a part of the embarrassment? The fact that you were not able to ruin my intellect? Is that why you're embarrassed? You wanted to attack the intellect, the brain, the minds, the hearts. You wanted to attack that. You wanted to ruin that in your mission to death. Because believe it or not, there's actually people on this earth. There's actually people on this earth right now. Hey, Stefan. Hey, sweetie. There's actually people on this earth right now with false beliefs that they somehow fucking belong on Mars or Jupiter. And the only way they're going to get there is somehow by dying or blowing up the earth, because I was just thinking, I have seen it all, y'all. I have seen it all. And in these plights, they'll say things like, well, humanism doesn't matter. Wow. And then we wonder why we've got little babies and children being blown up in Palestine. And here, constant violence and invasion and terrorism. And you know what? I think honestly, at this point, they pulled their last chance card. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like it, mm-mm, absolutely ridiculous. And then trying to make a feeble attempt to attack me now. Trust and believe, as far as you're concerned, everybody in my collective, including myself, is invincible. Please do not play those games. Mm-hmm. There will be peace. Okay. What happened? Before I go, Stefan, what happened with to that food? What happened? I wouldn't. I don't know, y'all. I'm, and then we'll try to force you. People trying to force you. You got to love what P Diddy does and be dysfunctional. Come on and get down with the sickness. Come on and get down with the sickness. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, the answer is always and forever going to be fucking no. Goodness gracious. So discussion talking about how the black, not just the black community, but it's happening everywhere to where somehow romanticism and actually being a lover, because today's Friday, happy Freya Day. I just think it's ridiculous. I really do. I think it's ridiculous. I want to say before I go, y'all try to come on here and speak for the woman. A lot of these men can't no man come on here and speak for me. The only one that could ever do that is my father, and my father did speak for me. My father spoke love to me, and my father is gone. Otherwise, no man on this earth, unless I give him my permission, can ever speak for me. Also, before I go, let me just say this: quit trying to keep me or anybody else wrapped up in this in that fake fraud mini series drama series that was made up on YouTube. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Why would you even take action towards that? Nobody cares. Nobody. It's not important. It wasn't important when you did it to begin with. I'm not talking about you, Stefan, exactly, but I'm talking about them. And one of my friends was talking to me the other day about these men running around here with this BDSM bullshit. Like, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Shut up and sit down. Them are the ones that are being the loudest, the ones that are posting the force. Won't nobody wants to discuss BDSM, and both are the ones that have given. Like, here's the thing: the BDSM, you can tell it is a community, and it's a lot of people that love that stuff, right? And instead of them being happy with the people that want to be around that misery, and you know they're trying to take away people's rights of giving their consent to even be involved with that. So I'll talk about that a little bit later because it's kind of inappropriate to speak about right now. We'll talk about it later. Let me get out of here. I'm about to eat, y'all. And I don't know. And then I'm really pissed off about certain things that happen, and people trying to make it seem like me as a woman, like I'm totally incapable of taking care of myself and stuff. Like, we're gonna throw the bullshit away. Cause and if you start something up with me, I can promise you that it's not gonna do nothing but make it worse on you. Just put your tail between your legs and fucking be humble and show respect and stick to the path. Stay the path. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. Blessings to y'all. It's still time to get in my Lionsgate ritual if you guys want to. No, I don't need the money desperately. I'm not gonna be homeless tomorrow. I'm not gonna, and it. Oh my God. Anyway, I gotta go because I do have a reading to do, actually. They gonna give themselves a permanent nosebleed and a fucking aneurysm trying to do that. I'm telling you, you can just see them. I can't feel you because you ain't never got no access to me, but you can just see them just acting crazy and cuckoo as goddamn cuckoo birds. Because somehow doing right by them is being their kicking post and their slave. Get the fuck. I swear to y'all, we done talking about it. I don't want to ever talk about this shit again. And we taking away any dark pleasure that y'all get from people even talking about it. Don't nobody want to talk about that. It's old news. Thank you for watching, you guys. I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.